Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Profitable Private Practice Podcast. Today, we are interviewing someone who has kind of seemed like the backbend of everything. Today, we're interviewing Miss Makita. Hi, Miss Makita.
Hello, everyone. So glad to be here. And hi, Jessica. So glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
I am so glad you're here.
Thank you. No, it's an honor to be here. This podcast has been really inspirational for a lot of people. It is so good to hear that private practice is alive and well, and that you know you can thrive in private practice. So this podcast has been helping so many. So keep up the good work, Cheta.
Oh, thank you so much. So, let's go ahead and get started. My first question for you is kind of just for you to introduce yourself. What is it exactly that you do with the business school? I know you're in a lot of things. So,
Yeah, so I am Makita. Usually, if you hear Dr. Una say Makita, I'm the Makita that she's referring to. I've been privileged to work with Dr. Una now for about 12 years. I've worked with her in several businesses, and it has been a joy. It has been a thrill to work with Dr. Una, to be a part of the Entremd brand. I mean, Dr. Una is the real deal. I tell people all the time that if she was fake, I would know, and there's nothing fake about what she does. She definitely has a heart for physicians. She is doing everything she's doing from the heart, from a place of integrity, from a place of deep rooted love and value for the physician community, wanting to see them thrive, wanting to see them live their best lives, wanting to see them experience why they went to medical school in the first place, which is to have impact, which is to change lives, which is also to have a better life themselves. So she's all about helping physicians live life and practice medicine on their own terms. And I know that's our slogan, but it's not just a slogan. It is really what we value, and it shows in everything that we do. So, in within the EntreMD system, I am the client success manager. And that's just a fancy word for saying I'm here to support you. I am a huge physician ally. I'm here to support you in your work. I'm here to support you in your transition to becoming a physician entrepreneur. And what that can look like, it can look like a few things. It can look like I'm inviting you to a webinar. You may get a text from me, you may get a DM from me inviting you to a webinar, because I know that if you get in this room with Dr. Una, your life is going to change. You're going to hear one or two things that's going to make a difference in how you do business. It's going to make a difference in how you run your practice. It may even make a difference in how you see yourself, which, can snowball into so many things. So you may get a text or a DM from me inviting you to an event. You may even get an invitation from me for a call. What that means is, like, you know what? I noticed that you have started on this journey of entrepreneurship, or you may already be on this journey of entrepreneurship, and I'm here to support you. How can I support you? What resources can I give you? What direction can I give you? We have quite a few things and programs within the EntreMD brand that could help you transition and support you within your journey. So I'm there to help you bring that transformation to your life.
that's amazing. So, then could you walk us what your role looks like day to day? How you personally support some of the doctors who are in the school?
Yeah, so sometimes people want to discuss their business goals, right? I always tell people, if you're wondering if the Entrepreneur Business School is a good fit for you, let's just get on a call and let's talk about it. Most of the time, what I do is I have conversations, and that's probably my favorite thing to do, is have conversations with doctors. I talk to probably about maybe 20 doctors or more a week. It depends on the week. Sometimes it can be as high as 50. And it's
Wow,
so much fun because I get to hear all of these wonderful dreams that the doctors have, the dreams for themselves, dreams for how they want their patients to receive care, dreams about where they see their business going in 5 years. And then I get to kind of help them navigate that. Okay, what would be your best next step? What are some of the things that you can do now to prepare for where you want to go? And what are some of the resources that Dr. Una already has, or programs that she has, that you can take advantage of, that will allow us to partner with you in making those dreams possible? Um, and then, there's always, answering questions, helping people navigate. And again, like I mentioned, letting people know what's going on in the EntreMD community, because we have a lot going on. Like, we've got the new book out. We've, we just finished uh, um, s- some some sessions on having a profitable private practice. So there's always something that Dr. Una is doing in the community, the physician community, that is helpful. So I like to let people know about those things.
It's beautiful. So over the time you've worked with a lot of doctors and behind the scenes with EVS, what are some of your favorite like transformation stories where you've seen like the doctors really thrive in their businesses?
Oh, I mean, there's so many. So just in a general sense, I think what makes the EntreMD Business School so spectacular is that it's a community of growth, and it's a community of transformation. And it's almost like you're in this container that helps you become the CEO that you're supposed to be, right? And the thing about you mentioned thriving. The thing about thriving is that thriving normally comes as a result of having some type of adversity, right? If you're thriving, that means that there was adversity that made you thrive. So when you're becoming an entrepreneur, life doesn't stop. Life still lives, even though you've become an entrepreneur. So it's been a joy for me to see the entrepreneurs and the physician entrepreneurs in the business school um, kind of take those situations that life threw at them and still thrived. I'm talking anything from the loss of a parent to um, being treated unfairly at work, or having a teammate or a staff member betray them, or just having their own health crisis. I mean, they have navigated these things with such grace, and part of it is just because of the container of the school. But that has been such a joy for me to see them thrive in spite of those things. And also being an entrepreneur has its own challenges, right? Let's just say life doesn't life. There's also the experience of being an entrepreneur that has its challenges. Like, maybe the first time you did your first social media uh reel, and you didn't die. So we celebrate with one another for those things. We celebrate life together. Or maybe the first time where you're like, you know what, I think I am this person that can lead other people, or I think I am this person that can build this thriving business. We get to be a part of all of that and witness it. Just to tell you a few stories that come to mind right away is Dr. 𝐏𝐫𝐢𝐳. And a lot of people talk about social media. When I talk to doctors, I hear that often, like, I do not want to be on social media. Is a business school gonna make me be on social media? Like, I feel like I should be able to grow my business without it. And Dr. Ionescu wasn't even on social media when she joined the school. She didn't even have an account. But she joined the school, and through the course of joining the school, we always tell people, just do what Dr. Una says, you'll be successful. And Dr. Una did a challenge, did a video challenge. So she did a video every day. I can't remember how long. I want to say it's it's at least 6 months. And she created a YouTube channel, got so many followers, a whole lot of followers on her Instagram page. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is the transformation of seeing the confidence develop in her, of knowing that, wow, I can do hard things. I can do things I have never done before. And not only that, she has clients now. She has, people working with her because she took that first step that she thought she could not do. Another person that comes to mind is Dr. Edwin, who, when he joined the school, he already had a practice. The school is not just for people who are building their businesses. The school is for physician entrepreneurs that know they want more, whatever more means for you. And Dr. Edwin already had a practice, but within just 3 months of joining the school, he hit a revenue goal that he hadn't been able to hit in over 10 years. So that was a beautiful transformation for me to see him be able to reach a milestone, that revenue milestone. And not only that, that revenue milestone translated to him also being able to become a better leader, being able to hire A players, being able to hire other people that would help him to reach the goal of time freedom. And when we speak about time freedom, that is another thing. I mean, so many of the doctors, Dr. Toomer talked about being able to take a month off to spend with her 90-year-old mother, which is fantastic. But you know, taking a month off is one thing, but taking a month off and your practice is still thriving, that's a whole nother story. Not only that, it's making more money with you not being. Those are the stories that I love to see, because at the end of the day, this is showing us that, wow, this is really possible. You really can have it all. You really can have a dream business, and you really can have a dream life, which is what the business school is all about.
That's amazing. And so from those experiences that you've talked about, how does the Entree Business School help with those or create those transformations?
Well, one of the things that is so special about the business school is that the business school helps you transition from a physician to a physician CEO. And that is huge because there's the mindset, right? There's a mindset of how do CEOs think, what do CEOs do, how do CEOs handle decision making, how do CEOs handle people management, how do CEOs handle their calendar. We have a whole training on the CEO calendar. So that's one of the things that we do is we help you try and make that transition, because entrepreneurship is all about the person you become. I forget who said it, but make I think it was Brian Tracy that said you should just make $1 million, because it's it's not about the $1 million, it's about the person you become. So you have to become first before you can actually see it. So that's one of the things that the business school does. It helps you become that entrepreneur. We have the containers where you can actually become an entrepreneur, but in a safe environment. We've got the strategy sessions with Dr. Una, which is gold by itself. You don't have to wonder, am I doing the right thing? Which is the right thing to do now? There are 7 billion options in front of me. Which one should I be doing now? What should I be focusing on at this point? Because she's going to tell you. She's going to tell you what to focus on. She's going to tell you how to do it. And then you're going to get, during that same week, you're going to get an opportunity to actually practice it and to do it in a small group setting, so that you get the full picture there. Then, of course, there's the community. I can't say enough about the community. Entrepreneurship is a journey that should not be enjoyed alone. There's not everything you can share with everyone. But the doctors in the school, because we've cultivated a safe space, they're able to say, guys, I just made my first $100,000 month. You can't say that everywhere, because number one, maybe people don't care. Number two, maybe some people would think you're bragging. And number three, maybe some people would be jealous, but not in this community, not in the business school community. When you put that in the community, we are winning together. We are so excited for you, and maybe you're struggling. Maybe you've had a really bad review. People put that in the community as well, and we rally around you. So the business school provides a container to help you thrive and grow, kind of like a plant, give you the nutrients, the soil, the sun, everything you need to help you thrive and grow to become your fullest self. And and when I say that, it's all depends on what you want. Because, every once in a while I'll talk to a doctor who says, well, I don't really want a huge business. I don't really want to have multiple locations, but that's okay. What do you want? We're there to help you maximize what you want. What are your goals? We're there to help you reach those goals. We're going to give you the framework. We're going to give you the roadmap. We're going to give you the tools that's going to help you reach the goals. And one of the things that sets a business school apart, and it's huge, is that we live a year at a time. And this is a quarter at a time, right? And this is a perfect time because we're starting a new year, right? So many people listening to us may have started their New Year's goals and are thinking, oh, yeah, my business is going to be so good this year. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. We live a quarter at a time. So, you know what? Right now, we're just focused on the first quarter. We
Mhm.
set our goals for the first quarter, but we didn't just set the goals. Through Dr. Una's mentorship, we set the intentions and the activities that's going to help us reach that goal. You see the difference there? It's
Yeah.
not just setting the goal, it's not just having the resolution. It's okay, this is my goal for the first quarter. and these are the actions I'm going to take every day to get there. So we are really giving you the roadmap. So
That's amazing.
that's why so many people are so successful, because we provide a framework that winning is almost inevitable if you do what Dr. Una says.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so I know, at least from the doctors that I've interviewed, something that they'll say is that EntreMD has really helped with their mindset. Could you elaborate on that?
Okay, yeah. So, when it comes to being a physician entrepreneur, there there's a shift, that has to happen, when you become an entrepreneur. And that's what we do. We help you through book of the month. We have specific mindset um coaching sessions with Dr. Una, where she gives a strategy for our mindset. And we have things that we can do daily. I can't say too much because it's specific to the business school. You're going to have to join us to find out. But we have things that we do daily that help us keep that mindset, because it's not easy being an entrepreneur, right? There's a lot of sneaky, negative Nancy thoughts that will try and come in, but we anticipate that ahead of time and we help you fortify that. And not only that, the community is huge in helping with the mindset as well.
Mm, okay. And so I know the business school, because you kind of just talked about having the book a month and there's all the different events and things that happen. So sometimes for other people who are outside, it can seem like a lot. For the people who are inside, it can seem like, it's kind of just there. I don't really know how to explain it, right? But it can seem like it's all calm for some people. But then I know that there are always the challenges and the hardships that some of the doctors inside of the business school face. So could you, talk a little bit about like, do they ever face certain things like that? How do they make it through things like that?
Oh, of course. Like I said before, life lives. And because life lives, um, doesn't mean that your business closes. Because you have a sick parent, it doesn't mean that your business is going to close. Or because you have to make a transition to now start working locums because of financial reasons, doesn't mean that your business closes. Your business is still there. So then there has to be a way to still make it happen. And that's why the community is so huge, and Dr. Una's leadership is so huge, because through both of those things, we've been able to see people go through tremendous obstacles, even when their personal lives, and tremendous obstacles even in their businesses, things that have come against them in their businesses, or things that they didn't know how they were going to come out of it. But they've been able to come out of it. They've been able to persevere on the other side. And I think a huge part of that is having a supportive community. And a huge part of that is knowing what to do.
Mm,
When you are faced with an obstacle, what do you do? How do you handle it? How do you think about it? First of all, how you even think about the obstacle matters, right? Because that affects your decision making. you know, Learning how to ask for what you need from not just your patients, but from everyone around you. Ask for what you need, get what you need. How do you do that? How do you take an ownership of your outcomes, of your how do you take responsibility for your outcomes? All of those things are taught in the school, so that the people that are in the school, they thrive because of that foundation that is being laid.
okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And then, so if there's someone who's thinking about, joining the school and they're not sure that it's for them, what should they do?
Oh, you and I need to talk about it. If you're thinking about the Antrim D Business School, I would love to talk with you. I'm really sincerely interested in your goals, right? And I will listen to you tell me about your goals, and I'll make a recommendation if the school is good for you, or maybe one of Dr. Una's other programs would be better, or maybe there's some resources that I can recommend. The bottom line is I want to help you get from that stage of inertia, because nothing changes until you take a step. The
Mhm.
difference between this year and next year is you taking a step. It's not because you wish or you have a goal, is you have to take action. And maybe that first action is to get on a call with me on trimd.com/call. Just my calendar will be there. Make an appointment with me, and you and I will have a very casual conversation about what you're interested in, what you love to do. where you see yourself in a few years, the impact that you want to have, and then we'll go from there. I will recommend what I think based on my experience, based on the things that I've learned, being a part of this, the Entree brand, what would work for you and what I think you should do. So if you're thinking about the business school, if you're wondering if the business school is right for you, let's have a conversation about it. I'd be happy to help.
She'd be happy to help. So I'll have the link for that in the description in the bottom so you can go ahead and book a call with Miss Makita. So even if you feel like maybe the business school isn't the right thing, there are a lot of different compartments of Dr. Una herself. So there are all of the different programs that you can join. So you can book a call today. The link will be inside of the description so that you can go ahead and do that. And so, Miss Makita, is there any last words that you have? Anything else you'd like to say to somebody who's listening?
Just that your dreams are valid and you should act on them because we need you. We see what's happening in healthcare. We see, what patients are going through, and we need your voice. So maybe you don't want to be a big star or you don't want to have a huge business, but we still need you out there as a subject matter expert telling us what the real information is. There's so much misinformation out there. We need you to be loud. We need you to be present. We need you to be accounted for. Whatever dreams you have, they're valid and they are also possible. Most of the people in the business school would tell you they never dreamed their lives would be the way that they are. And it's only been maybe a year or two, and their lives have already blossomed into things that they didn't expect. As a matter of fact, Dr. Anderson said recently that she thinks she's going to have to pinch herself or, see a picture of herself to recognize herself just because she has transformed so much. You can have what you want, but you need to take a step.
Need to take a step. All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Makita, for allowing me to do this interview. This has been amazing. To everyone who is listening, do not allow this podcast to be your best kept secret. So if you think that there is something inside of this episode that really impacted you and you want to share it with somebody, please do share this podcast with friends, with family, with another private practice doctor that you know. And if you are interested in booking a call, you can go to entremd.com/assess or click on the link that is inside of the description, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, Cheta.